Mr. Executive, thanks for seeing me.
Let's make this quick. I'm still kind of befuddled from my last meeting on the account of just being tricked into buying an orphanage.
Like an abandoned building, or?
I'm still not sure what the full conditions are.
Okay, so anyway, I read this book, and I think...
Look, let me stop you. Hollywood had a meeting last week, and we decided we're not taking any more new ideas.
Like, at all?
We won't do anything new unless it's porn-related.
Wait, what does porn-related mean?
What are the conditions of ownership of the orphanage? There are some questions the universe just doesn't throw you answers for. Now get out of my office!
How am I gonna do this?
Hey, kid, you seem sad.
I am sad, because the movie executives won't approve my movie.
Hey, don't give up, kid. There's plenty of movie studios out there. Someone will like your idea.
No, they said they're not taking any new ideas unless they're porn-related.
You know, I was in a porno.
Oh, wow. That means anything starring you is technically porn-related.
That's a clumsy way to explain it, but yeah.
Well, do you have a clumsier way to explain it?
That's not the direction you're supposed to challenge me in.
Well, it's the direction I've chosen.
Fine, I'll do it. I'll write a clumsy action movie.
Do you have a name for it?
What's that tattoo on you?
This one here? It's my college sport team. The Deadly Cobra.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This, the only podcast to cause more destruction defeating our enemies than they would have caused in the first place, and then doesn't understand why you're upset when someone asks the question, why would you make this? That's a recycled intro, and I'm Jimmy Time.
Copy and paste it from episode 36.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's probably accurate. I am joined by my co-host, Skylar. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's weird. I'm also joined by J Delta. Are you the disease?
I'm the cure.
Yeah. All right, we watched Cobra, the 1986 action crime thriller car chase slasher, at like 109 genres at once.
Satire?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I watched it the first time, and then you told me, you were like, dude, this is a parody movie. And then I watched it the second time, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, this is
Can 80s movie be a genre? Can that be a thing?
80s movie.
80s
just
movie?
as a genre?
Yeah,
Because that's
what it was.
It was,
With
right?
The
It was like a
montage and the
It was
music.
a parody of the 80s. Like
Yeah.
the whole...
The music didn't fit. It felt like it was making fun of it.
Especially the end song when he drives away the motorcycle.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And it was like John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band was playing. I was just like, what?
When he gets to his apartment, it's like, working too hard, trying to make a living. And like, he's just sitting there cleaning his gun. I'm like, what?
He's eating frozen pizza and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I think this movie may have been a parody.
yeah.
Like, I think secretly, as I've said before, Sly Stallone is a comedic genius.
Yes.
And just nobody recognizes it somehow.
Yeah,
it just goes over their head every time.
People just think his line delivery is like stilted, and no,
Yeah,
it's great comedic line delivery. It's perfect. It couldn't be better.
You talk to the guy, you're like, "Oh man, you've been in one too many boxing matches, huh?" You're like, "No, that's just a speech impediment. I have 9 doctorates from 12 colleges." Some of them he just kind of dropped out. He was like, "I'm done with it. I'm better than this." All right, so probably due to his famous speech impediment, that's why this film got lost in translation. Boo! This is terrible. All right, so Brazil called this film Stallone Cobra. German-speaking countries, Austria, Germany, and West Germany, which was, back then, that was a thing.
Yeah.
Called it the City Cobra.
Okay.
Maybe it was Cobra the City. I don't know, but that's what I have is the City Cobra.
Well, that means the sequel has to be the Country Cobra, and it has to be like his hayseed cousin, like
Suburban.
Always Sunny, other Mac,
Oh, sure.
Country Mac.
And then, because, we all know how the 80s progressed, eventually it'd be the Space Cobra.
Wow.
Cobra.
You're changing your sequel, aren't you? Right now, here we go. So, Argentina, Portugal, Denmark, and Finland all called it Cobra, the strong arm of the law.
Yeah.
Which is apparently
That's a nice
some sort of a play off of a pre-existing franchise in other countries.
Oh, let's just capitalize on someone else.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yoink.
And of course, all these all these titles were translated by Dr. Christopher Spar, Doctor of Podcast Translation from the Gerald R. Ah! Oh God! Oh, fire! Oh, I'm on fire! Unaccredited School of Linguistics. That takes us to the budget. Skylar, you wanna talk about the budget?
There's a lot of numbers there.
They're misleading.
The budget was an estimated $25 million. I don't know how close that is, but that's what they claim.
Somewhere around that
I don't know
number.
what gave it all to Stallone. The United States, it grossed $49 million somehow.
Yes.
A lot of people went and saw Stallone. Foreign, what is that? 111 million.
That's insane.
Where is he hot? Everywhere else?
Yeah.
Was that in one country? Did you look into that? Like
No,
where?
I didn't see it.
I don't understand. That's so much.
That's just
I didn't
everything
even-
but
in
the
Russia, is he huge?
I actually didn't even find that number. I just found the U.S. gross and the worldwide gross and just did math to presume.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The cumulative worldwide was 160 million. But where is Stallone from? Is he Italy? Like
No,
from
he's
the United
from-
States?
I'm pretty sure he's from America. Yeah,
Like-
he's
Yeah,
like
I
from
think
Jersey.
He's just like if I'm. Yeah, what the
I think it's just literally a speech impediment.
he just he
Yes,
only
it is.
controls like one half of his jaw. I don't.
It's
just
like,
laziness.
Let's not.
Let's not disparage the
We're
man.
just slightly more highbrow than that, guys.
I'm not trying to make fun of him. I'm just trying to analyze him.
I mean, it's just so easy. All right, so let's go to the best hour.
Our favorite hour.
Our favorite hour! The Troy McClure hour. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You'll remember me from such gritty action movies as Gunfucker, The Explosive Conclusion, or Snake Doctor 79, Loaded with Venom. Today, we're here to talk about harmful stereotypes. Okay, so, of course, we will not be talking about Stallone or Brigitte Nielsen, who were the stars of this film. Rennie Santoni plays Gonzalez, or Sergeant Gonzalez.
That's his partner.
That's the partner, yes. You'll recognize him from Dirty Harry, Seinfeld, or various cop shows on TV.
He's just literally typecast as police officer.
Sure. I don't know what Poppy was on Seinfeld. Not a cop, I don't think.
New York cop. He's typecasted as
Yeah.
New York cop.
Yeah.
A New Yorker.
That's it's the type of bagel. So I'm gonna say he was a bagelman.
A bagelman.
A bagelman.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was the guy at the bagel shop.
Poppy Bagelman. Long line of bagel salesmen. Yeah, Poppy Bagelman. So Brian Thompson plays Night Slasher. You'll recognize him from movies like Lionheart, Dragonheart, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, X-Files,
Tiger Heart,
Joe Dirt 2,
Bear Heart.
Joe Dirt, or The Expendables, which is a parody of The Expendables.
Joe Dirt. He was the guy in the oil place.
No, he
fought him.
plays
Oh, no?
fake Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Oh,
Bill,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's him.
Which is astounding because I saw him and I was like, oh, that's Buffalo Bill.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I
I thought-
saw him when I was like, hey, that's Shao Kahn. Because that's who he
Oh,
plays in
yeah.
Annihilation, which is one we've done.
Yes.
So go check that one out.
And wait, there's Lionheart and Dragonheart.
Yeah.
is one of those is where Sean Connery's a dragon.
I'm pretty sure a dragon heart.
Dragonheart.
Well, I wouldn't think it's Lionheart, but
Yeah.
it is where Sean Connery's
Yeah.
a dragon.
Yeah, no, Lionheart is where Jean-Claude Van Damme is a lion.
Wait, really?
No,
Oh. I was like, we need to do that one.
he has the heart of a lion. Or a lion, because, that's how you say that
Yeah,
in other
lion.
countries. All right, so finally, Lee Garlington plays Nancy Stalk. That's the Lady Night Stalker.
Yeah.
Slash.
Oh,
That's
I
the-
just.
What?
Oh, but he was the Night Slasher. For a second, I was the Night Stalker, and her
Yeah.
name is Stalk.
No. I was thinking about, all right, so he's the Night Slasher and she's the Night Stalker. She stalks them and then he slashes them. Stalk and slash. the worst demolition of the 1980s. Here comes Stalk and here comes Slash. So they don't have signature shoulder pads. They don't have signature paint. They have a knife. They just come out with a knife.
It's a farming gimmick.
And the kids hated him.
Yeah, like stalks, like corn stalks, and the slasher comes and chops them down and harvests the corn.
Big sickle.
So your problem with my gimmick is the knife wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
Get a sickle involved.
And corn.
Oh, and good.
Actually,
clincher.
well, I guess she would be the corn. She's the star. Like, she has to wear a helmet or a hat that's.
And he slashes
And he
her
chops her
as
down.
their
my.
finishing move.
Yeah,
And they always
She
lose.
stands on the top. He chops her legs and she tilts over and falls
Oh, man.
off the turnbuckle.
Off the turn.
Okay, so you can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com. Oh, wait, no, you can't, because I didn't finish Nancy Stalk. You'll recognize her from Psycho 2 and 3, Field of Dreams, Sneakers, Dante's Peak, and, again, The Extendables, which is the same thing from the
Sneakers?
Night
Do they
Slasher.
do? I wonder if they do a Cobra parody in that.
I probably do. I don't know. Brian Thompson is the star of that, the Night Slasher. He's the star of The Extendables,
Oh.
so
He plays the Stallone role.
he plays Extend. I'm so good at that. It's really bad. So you can see the full cast crew at imdb.com. Let's start the film. So, in America, there's a burglary every 11 seconds, an armed robbery every 65 seconds, a violent crime every 25 seconds, a murder every 24 minutes, and 250 rapes a day.
Why are the rapes categorized like that? Like, why is it minutes, seconds, and then
There's far too
rapes
many.
a day?
Too many. You want to put that into minutes?
I do.
Thank you. What do they have? They have seconds and minutes, so you can do both. if
Maybe
you
that's
want.
confirmed rapes. There's more attempted rapes, but they keep getting their dick shot off or stolen, you know? That's why the burglary rate is so high. They keep getting their dick stolen.
That's a lot.
I don't
That's
know.
a lot of rapes.
I don't think my math can't be right.
Why?
That's 5 rapes a minute. Like, that can't be.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Well,
God
because
damn.
in the other direction, 250 rapes a day is something like 90,000 rapes a year.
Man.
Which I looked it up, and I don't know how, but for some reason, the first thing that popped up was, did you know that in 1925, the average population of a city was 90,000?
Thank
Man.
So,
So every day, one 1920 city.
yep.
Or the people.
The whole city's just rape.
Ugh.
you.
And this is 1993 rape, but not even like today. Like,
No, 1986 rape.
oh, is that what year this came out?
Yeah.
All right, 1986 rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, which back then, like,
I mean, those are all false numbers, but
like real rape. You know, come on.
it was still...
Like, they didn't classify nothing as rape back then.
Oh, that's where you got with this.
Yeah.
Okay. It couldn't have been that high because nobody called it rape.
It should have been like 10 times that.
Maybe it was accurate. So anyway, a man riding a motorcycle away from a red sunset is intercut with men clanging axes together over their head inside of an empty swimming pool.
I don't understand what they're worshiping axes. They're worshiping someone.
I don't know.
There's a spray paint. What is on the wall?
It's like their tattoo. That's their symbol.
Skull and crossbones
That's-
or something?
Yeah,
What
but
is
the
it?
Skull
skull,
and cross axes.
the cross
Oh, the
axes, though.
axes.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
That's like the symbol of the New World Order.
All right, with axes. That's what they need.
Yeah,
No guns. Axes.
axes. Yeah.
We communicate only by Morse code with axes. Clang, 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 clang.
So, in a supermarket, the motorcyclist enters the crowded supermarket and zombies his way to the back, where he takes out a shotgun and starts shooting displays.
He is very angry at all the food in that grocery
he doesn't
store.
aim at one person.
No,
It's
he
always
shoots. Yeah, every time it's at food. Someone hides behind a shopping cart and he blows up the shopping cart.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
He
All right.
clearly walks up to potato chips and just shoots them and walks away.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, what if this movie could have gone an incredibly different way where, oh my god, this guy's clearly a psychopath, but then, instead of Cobra coming in and killing this guy, instead it's revealed he's the one who knew the secret, that all the food was tainted, and he's just trying to scare people. He goes in there, he's like, the melons! Bang! The chips! Ah, boom! Lady, get away from that cart! Boom! Like, this man could be a hero!
In his own delusional mind.
He's the like Rowdy Piper in They Live of the
Right?
scenario.
Yeah.
He's the scientist who knows the truth and just went crazy and couldn't even collect himself to explain what was happening. He was just like, I gotta end it. I gotta end the whole thing. Grapes. Avocados, $5.99 a pound. Go, 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 go. So, police arrive and try to negotiate. I don't really think they do. They just kind of arrive and point their guns at the store.
Listen to me. The only way out is to talk to me. That's it. That's all you can do is talk to me. Bang, bang, bang. That's right. All you can do is talk, and that is it. Like, dude, come on. I've seen The Negotiator. Not Kevin Spacey, not anymore.
No,
But,
no.
send another similarly skilled negotiator in.
We're going to send in, Sam Jackson was also in the movie. Send him in.
Yeah, send him in.
And if that doesn't go well, then we're sending in Spacey.
Oh, no, we don't.
I already quit. I'm coming out now. No, remember that time he said, the less you know about me, the easier it is to do my job? Oh God, it makes so much sense now. Oh! He really said that.
Well, that's like, isn't there a Cosby bit where it's like, oh, so-and-so just won the Nobel Peace Prize, which means he is a great guy as far as we know. Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, so that doesn't help. That's not. The supermarket killer, as we're calling him, also is his name in the credits.
I know that, but at this point, he really hasn't done much wrong.
No, well, he does now, right now, when he tells a man, "You're free to go. Go on, go." And the man,
he was letting someone go. It was very nice.
And then the man starts to run, and he shoots him dead. I was like,
never mind.
What? Okay.
Yeah, that was the first time he shot someone.
Yeah. And as far as I know, the only time, really.
He had a candy bar in his back pocket he was aiming for.
Oh, that was it. He's it's getting away.
You got one on you!
It's a Trojan. Ah, get it. So, but before he kills him, the police are already like, this isn't going to work. Send in the Cobra.
The Cobra.
Yeah. And Cobra arrives in a car Stallone actually owns.
I know. And at this point, I'm like, oh, it's a satire. Because, like, come on.
He shows up like in a car I presume the Fonz would drive, except the Fonz doesn't drive cars. So that's already a stupid statement.
It's the guy that the Fonz is going to challenge to a race pulled up in that car.
He showed up in a car that looks like every other car in the Batman the Animated Series cartoon.
Yes.
They all look like that car. So,
And it was awesome. I know because it said so on the license plate.
yes.
Is
that what it was?
Awesome
50, right?
Yeah.
There was no E. That was what was missing. So inside the supermarket, the man.
Because that's how he says it. Awesome.
Awesome 50.
All right, we're a little higher than that, guys. A little. So inside, the supermarket killer demands to see TV cameras and threatens to kill everyone with a bomb because it's the way of the new order, man. Or the new world, whatever.
What's going on with the lighting in the supermarket all of a sudden? Why are all the lights out except for all the neon lighting?
Oh, he shot them all. He shot
He
all the lights.
shot all the lights?
Yeah, he hates
Okay.
light bulbs,
Except the
obviously.
neon lighting. Because there's
Didn't-
there's like a beer sign and like we're open and all the neon lighting's on.
Well, those are running on separate backup
Yeah.
generators.
That's science.
Look, even the power goes out. Motherfuckers still got to see. Oh, shit. They got cores.
But it's super dark in there, and I'm just gonna call him Stallone. That's his name.
That's fine. Sure.
Stallone goes in there with those super black glasses. And he's
Yeah.
like, I got this.
I
And
got
he
this.
coordinates through there and doesn't step over. Doesn't step on a thing.
Okay, but let's talk about how he goes in there. Just casually. Well, steps
He
in the front
walks
door.
in, yeah.
he just
No problem.
he
'cause
walks in the front door.
The guy's all the way in the back
Yeah.
in the meat department.
Squad of cops. How do we get in there? We have no idea. I got it, guys. He just walks right in the front door.
And then he gets in and he, well, I want to say sneak, but he doesn't sneak. He just
Yeah.
quickly darts from one object to another, but like not like hiding behind them, just near them.
Yeah, like I don't know if I'm presuming that I would be braver than I would actually be in the scenario, but there are people just sitting in aisles, not trying to escape at all. I'll just sit here. I haven't seen the guy with the gun in over 10, 20 minutes. I'm just gonna stay here though.
One woman was standing in the middle of the frozen food section with her child, just standing against it, in the middle of it, not moving.
There's
No
al-
attempt.
There's also a guy in a wheelchair,
Yes.
just sitting with his legs still in the freezer.
And he was just covering his face and he wouldn't move.
They'll think I'm a display.
Last week I watched The Animal Planet. I believe the ostrich is the fiercest predator. All right, so yeah, he wants to see TV cameras, or he's gonna blow up the place with a bomb. Stallone says, "I don't shop here."
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, murder these people. I don't shop here.
Check out, all right. The killer says that he's a hero of the new world, and Cobra says, "You're a disease, and I'm the cure."
Oh.
And he throws a knife into the guy's chest and then shoots him dead.
I love the exchange that happens here, because Cobra, like, kicks the door open with the gun pointed at him.
Yeah, he takes like the back entrance into the freezer and
Yeah.
then comes out the front entrance. I don't
Well,
know.
first he, like, sneaks up, and he's got the drop from behind the guy, and he's like, but first I'll drink this beer and throw it on the floor so he knows where I am. Then sneaks all the way around to, like, you know, through the meat department,
Yeah.
comes out the back, kicks the door open, has the drop on the guy, doesn't shoot him, and he's like, all right, you want to talk? We'll talk. And the guy's like, no, I don't want to talk. Why would I nobody said anything about talking.
Who would ever want to talk?
And then he's like, well, I'm not talking to you because I don't deal with psychos.
When he drank that beer, also, I also want to point out and talk about that Coca-Cola display he was standing next to.
Pepsi,
With
please.
the weird,
I
obvious,
think there was both.
the weird, obvious CGI soda coming out of it.
No, I think that was just like...
No, that's just how neon stuff looked.
It was
Yeah.
neon.
I think so,
It
yeah.
looked CGI, like
No.
like 1980s CGI.
It wasn't
for
CGI.
no reason.
It was, you know those fake, like, the magic tricks? Like, oh, it's the bottle of beer with the faucet that's endlessly pouring beer.
I guess that in the
I-
80s.
I
it would
think
look,
it was
yeah.
like that,
Okay.
but with Pepsi.
It looked really strange. I had a problem with it.
What was it? Oh, did you guys notice the, like, I guess almost sort of a theme that it's only two. It's not, you can't really call it a theme, but the thing that happened in Demolition Man, which is the supermarket killer was like, "Hey, come on, man, let's go! I'll blow you, man!"
I did not catch
I
that.
didn't know.
You know, he's like, "Oh, I'll blow your stupid ass." That's what he said.
Whoa.
That's what he said, which is what happened in Demolition Man when she was like, "Let's go blow these guys." And he was
Oh.
like, "Blow them away." She's like, "Whatever."
You learned that screenwriting error in this film.
Yep, sure. All right, so yeah, boom, 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 kills the guy, and then escorts the hostages outside. Outside, reporters talk about the Night Slasher and if maybe Cobra just used unnecessary force in there. And Cobra takes a reporter and shoves his face at a dead body and goes, "Tell that to his family," and then walks away. And the reporter's like, "Well, I never."
Well,
I mean, if you
lawsuit.
I mean, when I'm shouting if maybe you killed too many guys that were killing other people, perhaps you should have some dignity in class, sir. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go on my daily talk show and accuse students of being cowards.
But first, let me put on this neck brace and file my lawsuit against the city.
Yes. Also, buy these pills. What do? Who knows? My face is on them.
Look, they say brain pills. How do you not want these?
Don't you have a brain? Buy them. So we go to Cobra's apartment. This is the whole film is just kind of like, all right, sure, whatever. But this is the part that confuses me the most, just because
A little bit.
I don't understand the context of its existence, which is Cobra shows up and parks in what I presume is where he parks. Cause he's fucking Cobra. He runs the city. Nobody fucks with Cobra. But there's these hombre vatos sitting there in their lowrider, and he just pushes them out of the way with his car, just runs right into them, pushes the car out of their way. They're like, "What's up, vato? What's your problem?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's not healthy for you for messing with me." And they're like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't know.
And he ripped his shirt off, and I'm pretty sure he was wearing a wire.
Yeah. You can see the lapel mic they had him wired with.
Right on his chest.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you weren't supposed to see that. It panned away, and then they went back to him. I was like, stop going back to him. You can see it.
See, when I saw that, I was like, what? So is he a Fed?
Yeah.
Working undercover? And he just got exposed. I don't understand what was happening.
I was lost.
Who is Cobra new to the town? Are these vatos how is this a scenario that we're just working out right now? How is it not already established that that's where he fucking parks?
Yeah.
Especially since there's clearly a ton of room in front of the car. Cobra could have just scooched around and not had to parallel park.
And then later on, the second time we see them, the only other time it comes up, they're still in that place. It's like they've convinced themselves, oh, well, now we're his, we reserve the spot for him. That's what we do, we're his allies, SA. And, I couldn't figure out what their purpose was.
Yeah.
I love that Stallone really must have improv the whole shirt ripping thing, because if you watch it carefully, when it rips, the guy has a split second of, oh shit, you can see my microphone. Fuck it, keep going.
To hear that this film was edited twice and that was still in there, I was like, what? There had to have been a reason. It wasn't just well, that's the one funny moment in the film, because there's more. There's other funny moments. You didn't need that. It wasn't right.
That was the funny moment.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway. Inside.
Working too hard, trying to make a living, eating your pizza, cut it with some scissors.
Yes, that's
What
what
was
happened.
that? He took out, what was those big industrial scissors? And then cut pizza with it?
Yeah,
which-
giant Taylor scissors.
Yeah,
there are so many things wrong with what I see. First of all,
I also got the dark image from him, and everything in his apartment was white.
Oh, yeah.
He's wearing all black.
Yeah.
And everything in his apartment is
a
white.
gritty 80s killer cop, and it goes in, and it's a chic 80s.
Clean.
White.
motherfucker's
Overlooks the beach.
got magnets on his refrigerator and shit. I'm like,
He's a psychopath.
Pictures with all the celebrities he's met over the years.
yeah, you just killed someone and moved into their apartment. You're the night slasher. Oh, all right.
Right? So, yeah, he cleans his gun and eats frozen pizza.
So, he pulls the gun oil out of the fridge. He keeps
Yeah.
the gun oil in an egg carton
in the freezer.
in the fridge.
I'm almost positive it's the freezer part.
Okay. Why?
I don't know enough about guns to dispute any of that.
Not me.
I know just enough about guns to go, man, shotguns sure are accurate in this film from long distances. That's as much as I know about guns. So while he's cleaning his gun, he sees a report about the Night Slasher striking for the 16th time in a month, attacking anyone.
Oh, man.
Including
This is great.
businessmen, Asians,
Oh, boy.
the elderly, and one time a sexually assaulted child.
Well, hold on now.
I have a problem with this as well. I'm not quite sure what it means exactly.
Wait, there's a huge problem that these are victims. These are people who have already been murdered, which means the news anchor went on. It was like, breaking news today, we have the 11th victim was a child. That's right, a 6-year-old child was murdered by the... Breaking news, that child had been sexually assaulted in the past. What the fuck? Holy shit.
Just drop that knowledge.
Yeah.
Like he's an ex-con or something. He was sexually assaulted.
Do you mean right before the murder? No, like 8 years.
Yeah. You said it was a 6-year-old child. Look, we wanted this to really, with some pizzazz for this Night Slasher story.
When they said it, I wasn't sure if the killer sexually assaulted him and killed him. I wasn't sure if the kid was sexually assaulted and he was like walking home crying and the killer was like, ha-ha, just to like make his night even worse.
Dude, when
I wasn't sure what he meant.
When she was like businessman, I was like, okay. Asians, I was like, all right. The elderly, I was like, oh okay, that's. And then a sexually abused child, I was like, so he's killing people who like go to Thailand and buy kid hookers and stuff. Like that's what's going on. And then one time, a kid hooker saw the Night Slasher and went, sorry kid, my bad.
No, saw my face.
Had to go.
Those first couple, like, businessmen, Asians, elderly, like, they could really just be fluffing out their story, because he could have just murdered a bunch of elderly Asian businessmen.
Yeah. The Night Slasher has struck for the 16th time after his that first time when he slaughtered a group of businessmen visiting from Japan. There was 15 of them, and he just kind of went boop, boop, and threw a grenade in there. Also, that's the sound I think grenades make. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Yeah. So. And then, it continues, actually. It continues. No one knows who he is, the Night Slasher, which I feel like if they did, that pretty much would have been said the first time.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be called the Night Slasher, a.k.a. Mayor Ramos. Like, you would say his name.
But, I mean, this is totally how news anchors are, but the Night Slasher could be anyone! It could be anywhere! We have no idea who he is! It could be the president! Oh my god!
But also, it's definitely not the president because he does no wrong.
Yeah.
You're watching Fox News.
Oh, yeah. No.
All right, okay, it all makes sense. So, she continues. He comes in while they sleep and uses silent instruments like claw hammers. Okay.
Claw hammers.
The most silent of instruments.
Axes. What? You know, the two most silent professions in history.
Yeah.
Carpenters and lumberjacks.
Yeah.
The silent workers.
Not the exact word I would have used to describe hammers and axes. Silent.
And of course, just like today, the 1980s news are super accurate because immediately in the next scene, a van pulls up as a woman is leaving work and she gets into her car and men exit the vehicle and just start attacking her car with axes.
Axes and hammers, real silent, like boom, 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 boom.
The only part that was even remotely close is she says that he would cut the phone line and come in through the window, and technically after raping open the car with axes, he crawls through the windows and jabs her with a knife in the face a few times.
Yeah, and he has this bizarre knife where it's like a Bowie knife, but it's got a spiky handle, on the knuckles. And every time they film the Night Slasher go in for the kill, the way he thrusts the knife just seems wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know how that works, do you?
You punch with a knife.
Yeah, and then
Isn't
they
that how it
die.
works?
Yeah, I
it
play
look-
video games.
It looks like he's violently caressing her face. Yeah.
I'm gonna awkward you to death. Yeah, you're so beautiful. So back at HQ, the cops argue next to a dead body about the Night Slasher and if Cobra should even be involved in this case. Cobra says, if we play by rules and he doesn't, we lose. And they're like, oh, all right.
What do we do?
Let's see it. And Cobra's like, we're just going to wait for another victim. It's all we can do.
A solid police work.
So, smash cut 2, the next victim. A blue van rear ends this woman's car. And they both stop, and a woman in black gets out, and she's like, oh my god, like, did I do anything wrong? It's totally damaged.
Wow.
It was just so creepy, because the woman driver was like, what's wrong with you? Are you drinking? And the woman in black goes, yes! Like, I think the only way it could have been creepier if she'd have been like, yes, blood! Human blood!
Blah!
I'm a bat! Ah! Lady, you've been watching A Vampire Before Christmas one too many times.
Blah, it's the last day of the year, and I have to get a gift. Oh, but the sun's out.
Oh no! I'm falling off this roof! Ah! Oh, no, it's Santa Claus! Yeah.
Oh my god.
So...
That wasn't Santa Claus. That was Dracula.
Dracula Claus.
That explains why little Timmy's acting like that. So, yeah, the woman is distracted by the lady who has been drinking. And once again, the only detail the reporters have right, the Night Slasher comes in through the window and stabs the lady in the face a couple times. With a very distinct knife. Then, as they're, like, setting up the scene of the crime scene, like, they pull out of her car and put her on a bench and, like, they put her arm over the back and they're like, hey, what's going on? They prop her up in a way that makes her look like one of the California raisins or something, like, bah, 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 boo, boo.
No, make it look like she was waving down her own car.
There you go. Nah, you know what? Forget it. Just make a dab. Make a dab. Yeah. So as that's happening, another woman drives down the road, which is Brigitte Nielsen's character, and she sees the Night Slasher and, like, what's happening, and the Night Slasher just walks clear view into the middle of the road.
She doesn't see what's happening.
Yeah, no, she doesn't, yeah.
She drives by, and she's not paying, like, she's, like, fixing her hair.
Yeah.
And the Night Slasher sees her and wanders out into the middle of the road to the point where she is like, oh, maybe this guy needs help, and slows down for a sec.
He starts waving her down.
Yeah. Terrified and keeps going.
He doesn't wave her down at all. He just
Stares
in
her
the middle
down.
of the
Oh,
road.
I saw his arm go up. At
Oh,
least
did he?
once. Yeah, he
Oh,
waved her
okay.
down a little bit.
But then she slows down enough to see his horrible, sweaty face and just goes,
Yeah.
she just took off. She drives away, yeah. The lady in black is like, get the license plate! And they just kind of throw the body on the bench and run away.
Okay. And that's it, right?
Yeah.
Because that then sets up the rest of the film.
Yeah.
And this shit makes no sense at all.
Yeah, all of the reasons behind the actions in this film are super weak. They're all super weak.
The rest of the film from here out makes zero sense. So I'm going to assume it's the death hallucination of this murdered woman.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, because really, this shit is fucking crazy.
I'm going to go one step further and say that the Night Stalker wandered in the middle of the road, Brigitte Nielsen not paying attention. She hit him.
And this is his.
It's his death hallucination, yeah. Which is sad because he still dies at the end. Like, he doesn't believe. Well, I guess you have to come to a death conclusion at the end of your own death hallucination.
I'm going to go a step further
Uh-oh.
and say that this is the most in-depth, elaborate, bizarre death hallucination we've ever done.
Yeah.
This is the death hallucination of the living, but only when the store is empty, melons from the beginning of the supermarket, just fantasizing about the people they see throughout the day, putting together interesting stories.
Sure, yeah. That makes the most
Goodness.
sense. All right, so where are we? Drives away. Okay, so yeah, at the police station, or excuse me, first off, the police tape off the Night Slasher's victim. And the lady, like the Night Slasher's woman, turns out she's a police officer, and she's looking up the license plate. Oh.
Plant.
We go back to Cobra, and the police officially put Cobra on the job in the middle of the night in a parking lot. So maybe it's actually not official. Like, maybe it's behind, like under the books, under the like. Don't. Tell not officially.
Officially, you ain't on the job, but go do that job.
Like you're on police payroll, but you don't officially do anything.
Yeah.
Because everything we ask you to do officially is illegal.
That sounds.
He's on the zombie squad, which is they're like, we do whatever's necessary.
He said, "Go do what you do in those situations, or do what you do best."
Yeah.
He told him officially, kind of officially, to go
Which,
kill
from
people.
what we saw, was literally just talk to hookers. and one tattoo shop owner.
Oh, is that what that was, or is he a bartender?
No, the bartender would not be in a tattoo shop.
I
He
don't
goes into a
remember-
tattoo shop.
Oh, okay.
I have a brilliant business idea.
Oh my god, you'll make so much money.
I'm already getting sued.
So many mistakes.
All right, so what do we have? Okay,
He's
so
on the job.
Cobra's on the job. Cobra gets on his partner for eating junk food, and he's like, "You should probably eat healthy food. You know, food that's now unhealthy by today's standard. Fish and rice.
Oh, you can't eat fish and rice.
You can't.
Too
It's,
mercury and
Yep,
radioactivity from Fukushima and
There's arsenic in that rice.
arsenic in
Yeah.
the rice.
Oh,
We flush all our meds into the ocean, and the fish eat them, so they're full of meds. You
Yep.
can't eat them.
Hmm.
Antidepressants and like Adderall and stuff.
Hmm.
Maybe I should eat fish.
Yeah.
I'm pretty depressed and can't focus. Maybe that's my problem. Also, I feel like America's healthcare system is that broke that it's like, are you sad? Eat fish. We're just dumping that shit in the ocean anyway. Like it's cod. Cod is 40% antidepressants. Just go. So we get a montage, 80s style.
This is my favorite part of the entire movie.
Cobra drives to sleazy places and asks questions under the song "Angel of the City."
Angel of the City. Oh, it's so great. And it just goes back. Wait, doesn't it start because it goes back and forth between him going and asking people questions and robots?
And yeah, we see Brigitte Nielsen's character doing a photo shoot with robots.
We're intercut between homeless people, interrogations, and robots.
And then also shots of the Night Slasher and his Axe Clang Gang.
Yeah, just a couple. Like
Yeah.
real.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so don't forget about this guy. This guy's still doing a thing. Him and the Axe Clang Gang.
So Stallone really went through like a robot thing, right? I mean, between this and Rocky 4?
I feel like it was 4, and then the one after 5 was he also had the robot, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe the robot was still around.
Like,
His
like-
happy birthday, Paulie.
It died, and you're like, oh, just like Paulie. Now all our memories of him are gone.
Paulie's still. Well, not anymore, but in one of them he still was.
All right, so whatever. Point is, Stallone loves robots. That's why he did Spy Kids 3D.
Oh yeah.
Loves robots. So in a garage, or the garage of wherever the photo shoot is, the photographer says that he can help Brigitte Nielsen's character with her career.
Oh God.
Previous part.
Literally, if she sleeps with him. But he swears he's not doing it for himself. It's just he can't give her a career for free. He's got to, he's got to get something from it.
And she's not going to do that. So he said, fine, don't do it for me then.
Yeah.
Do it for yourself.
Do it for yourself. Yeah.
Look, of course I want to sleep with you. I'd be crazy if what living man wouldn't want to sleep with you. But look, you want that promotion, right? I'm trying to help your career, and I'm just saying you might get a promotion. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like,
What man wouldn't blackmail you with sex in this situation? Come on. Don't make me the bad guy because you're sexy.
now sign this non-disclosure.
Oh my God! An axe to the face! What could I have possibly done to deserve this? Ah, I'm dying. Yeah, the Night Slasher shows up. axes him in the chest.
Oh, that was... He comes at him with the axe and falls and hits the pipes. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. The steam went in his face. He saved him. He swung again, missed. I'm like, this is fine. So he just stands up right in front of him and then gets axed like 3 times. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. He didn't get away at
That,
all.
like, when he was like, I got it from here, Larry, and told the guard to go away, and then the Night Slasher mixed on the first swing, I was like, oh, this dude is in cahoots with the Night Slasher, and then he gets axed in the check, and I was like, I don't know what to think now. I totally thought I figured it out.
The Night Slasher doesn't play by the rules.
And then that other guy just walks in with the bottle of wine, like, oh, wait, what's going on? Ah, axe to that.
Oh, it
I
cracked
was like,
me up.
oh, no. That poor man.
She's running around screaming and his axe is clanging on things. He's just walking, why is that woman walking around? An axe!
Screaming? That must mean a party.
I brought my gift.
Yeah, here it is. So
Now,
the elevator
you kids
guard,
keep it down in here.
I'm going to get drunk.
Yes.
In my car in this parking lot.
So the elevator guard sees that she forgot her bag and brings it down to her, and that's when she's like banging on the elevator, no, let me in, help! And he takes out his gun and shoots at some of the Axe Clang Gang, but they run away.
Terrible.
The Axe Clang Gang.
That's what they do.
Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
The Axe Clang
The Axe
Gang.
Clang Gang.
Yo, I might have a new wrestling gimmick.
Axe Clang Gang.
Fuck that whole Killer Bee Squad shit.
Nope.
That Bumblebee shit. No.
No,
Axe Clang Gang.
So they're wrestlers, and they're trying to win, and they got axes, but they don't use
No.
the axes.
No, look, in the WWE, there's these 2 guys called the Bludgeon Brothers. What they do is they come up with these giant sludge hammers, and they break the Titantron, and they put the hammers down and go wrestle. So, yeah. You might get, like, copyright infringement. Be careful with that. So, the Night Stalker, after being shot at by the cop, goes, kill her! Even though the guard is a guy, and I don't really understand. So, the driver goes, okay, and floors the car into the guard, who's not her, and just crashes the van into the wall! And everyone's fine except for the guard, and they just drive away, because they can't find Brigitte Nielsen's character. They're like, well, let's go. It's raining now. Because apparently when I crushed the guy, it set off some sort of a sprinkler system.
No, they heard the sirens coming.
But it was also raining.
Yeah, when he took the first swing at Brigitte Nielsen, his axe got stuck on that water pipe.
Yeah.
And all of them in the whole building went off, or the whole garage.
That's how-
You don't understand how water pressure works.
No, gosh, I need to take like an HVAC class and shut my
Exactly.
mouth.
Water vac.
Well, it's designed so that in case the fire tries to destroy the sprinkler system automatically.
That's right. Back in the 80s, I forgot that somebody taught fire how to use axes. That was a big mistake. That guy saw a lot of jail time.
One firefighter left his axe behind, and oof.
I mean, to be fair, the fire did get his wife, so it's sort of a poetic justice, if you will. It's horrible, but also it happened.
He brought his wife to the fire for no reason, and then like brought her inside. Come on, honey, I'll show you how hard I work.
I'll show you.
And then he taunted the fire. He taunted it. I didn't get it at all. Kept pushing his wife down. Look, anyway, we go to the hospital, right? And we finally learn everyone's name. Sergeant Gonzalez, Lieutenant Cobretti, they ask Ingrid questions.
Cobretti.
Yeah.
Cobra.
The Night Slasher lady cop watches outside from like the glass window because it's a hospital and everything's glass. Brigitte Nielsen mentions that she saw the Night Slasher and the Axe Clang Gang that night. And he's like, yeah, really? Oh, I knew it. It's a gang.
Well, really, she's like, well, I saw a guy. I don't know what he was doing or what they were doing, and maybe I'd be able to recognize them. And he's like, boom, this is it. The break in the case we needed. I was like, really?
So in the next scene, we go to the Night Slasher, and the Night Slasher and the cop lady basically say Ingrid is so dead. Except they use both more time and less words to say that. Back at the hospital, the sketch artist finishes the picture of the Night Slasher while Cobra and Gonzalez eat Ingrid's unfinished food. The sketch of the Night Slasher looks almost exactly like Anakin from the Clone Wars cartoon.
Oh, really?
Dude, like 1,000%. Did you not like? They didn't
No,
show you it like.
I didn't.
Oh my god, like 100%. Like I wanna like I wanna find it now.
Working too hard, trying to make a living.
It's always so sweaty. Nasty.
Wow.
That looks
God.
exactly like Anakin
Yo,
from the Clone
goddamn.
Wars cartoon.
Those
Joe,
lips.
draw a scar on that dude,
Yeah.
and that is it.
Yo, like 100%.
Yo, you could post that to prequel memes. And...
I think look how much detail is in the hair and not the face. The part that you actually need.
There's a woman for you. Describe. So his hair was very like
His
soft.
soft- and he had big, plump, kissable lips, and his eyes, they were deep, and his brow was strong, and his
bangs weren't that long, but a little to the left.
he
when
had
they
he had
started.
this thing on his face. Were they creases or paint? I don't know.
The hair was about the shoulder length.
Right. It was very stringy. Just put T's on his cheek. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but just do that. The fuck is that? What if they just put 2 sevens on his face? That's what he looks like.
I bet Stallone drew that.
Hey, check out this photo of my dog I just drew.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh,
First off,
man.
Stallone, why do you call drawings photos? Second off, I just had a brilliant idea for a murder slasher film. Okay, so we go back to the night slasher, and he's dyeing his hair black, and the cop lady is like, Ingrid, she's gonna wreck the new world. I was like, really?
Like,
Who's in charge?
I didn't get that either.
I don't know who's in charge.
It seemed like
'Cause
she
I thought she
was-
was like, I can get them for you if you need them. I was like, oh, so she's trying to like be like his right hand man.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah.
then she was like, we need to finish them. You need to. I'm like, oh, so she's manipulating him, or she's like in command of him?
yeah.
I couldn't follow. It wasn't.
she's
clearly
definitely
stated.
the second in command, but she's like, you know,
like pushing him.
yeah, she could be a little pushy sometimes.
It's a typical queen. All the power, none of the action. Just, you need to give me more land. All the peasants are blaming me for that dumb program you gave me to make me seem like I'm not so lonely and give me something to do. All right, that sentence went nowhere. I lost that sentence. All right, so we go back to Cobra's apartment, and the Vato thing happens again, and they're like, oh, hang on, let me move our car. And he's like, thank you, citizen. And they're like, oh, you're not even going to talk to us? What the fuck? Inside.
Just a little side story they had.
I-
It's finished now. That was
yeah.
it. 2 scenes.
It
It didn't go anywhere.
we go back to the hospital, and the night night slasher, and I forget his
slash
name.
bringing
The
slash
the night slinging. He goes to the hospital. We go back to Cobra, and he's looking up evidence on his home computer. He's got like 3 screens, and he's got a lot of stuff going on.
Anytime I see any kind of computer technology from like pre-90s, I'm like, that's not
That's not real.
computers can't do that. Shut up.
The Night Stalker or slasher, he kills a janitor and steals his clothes. Go back to Cobra, and he gets a call from Gonzalez, who's like, hey, that call from headquarters told me to come to this place just like you asked, so I'm here. And he's like, no!
When he killed the janitor, he grabbed his glasses, and I was like, oh my god, please put on the glasses. And he dressed like him, and he put on the glasses. Like, no one will ever know he's different now. He looks exactly like him. I love it.
The sad part is all those shitty fucking hospital workers are like, hey Frank, whatever.
No one notices.
Yeah, literally nobody can tell.
No.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Frank, goddammit, we told you stop coming in and trying to clean while we're performing surgeries.
You're supposed to be taking the stairs with that mop bucket. They told him twice to take the
He
stairs.
stares with a mop.
I didn't understand.
Fuck
She said,
yourself.
first she said, you're supposed to be taking the service elevator. Next time, take the stairs. So what am I supposed to do?
I'm not dragging a full mop bucket upstairs. It's not happening.
I'm not even driving a full mop bucket to the place I gotta clean. Like, you're lucky I didn't just bring an empty bucket and pretend to work for 3 hours.
I'm gonna be honest. Last Sunday, I worked for quite a while, like 19 hours. And at the end of the job, I was like, so we have to mop the stage. And the boss was like, yeah, we gotta mop the stage. And I was like, if I leave, nobody's gonna notice. Because I didn't feel like fucking mopping.
That's great.
Well, you said we gotta mop it.
Yeah,
Instead, this is
we-
a team effort. And, I did all my team effort in earlier, so...
There's 3 mops, and there's like how many guys? Come on.
Nobody's gonna notice.
Yeah. Until everybody said, nobody's gonna notice. And then it just doesn't get
Just
mopped.
be like, all right, I'll pass along the message.
Then of course I had to fill up all mop buckets. It was me. I filled them all up because nobody else did it.
Don't be a good worker.
Why do I keep getting work? It's awful.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough about me and how hard I work.
You know how tough it is to avoid work 19 hours a day?
It's so rough. I just gotta like lean on things and make it look like I'm pushing stuff all day. What are you doing? Oh, if I walk away from this, it might fall, so I'm just holding it up. Couldn't you just put it down? Yeah, but
People trip.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
I remember way back when, we had to, we got to help clean up after a VPW show. Like, we were low enough in the echelon, we had to do that. And me and Fresh would just, get the garbage can and just, walk around with it and have a piece of garbage so we could be like, all right, whoop. And we just roll around in circles, bullshitting.
Scumbags.
No.
That's great.
22 men on the job. 14 men doing work. Everybody else is just pretending. Collecting a goddamn paycheck.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do. Well, sometimes. Sometimes you just do it because you feel like it. So, Gonzalez Fresh is back, right? And Cobra is attacked by the Axe Clang Gang outside of his home.
Yeah.
He kills both of them. One, what does he do? He, stabs one, I think?
Yeah.
And he definitely throws the other one off the building.
Yes.
Which, what?
Problem solved.
No, I mean like a
3, 4?
Right?
4
That's
stories?
what I
3
thought.
stories?
But it seemed like a 10-story building.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, it seemed like from what I presumed, Cobra lived on the 2nd floor of his apartment, but he fell. I could have sworn I saw 5 or 6 windows pass.
Oh, when it was by the fire escape. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was 5 stories
Dude,
or something. 5, 6.
I didn't think buildings were allowed to go that high in Venice, California. Whatever. So, back in the hospital, a nurse investigates what seems like a dead body. It is. The Night Slasher gets her. She's also dead now, I presume. Cobra races to the scene.
Oh no! What was that? The grandma that
In
was
the bed.
cuddling with the
With the
bloody mop.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What's going on?" You see the bloody mop, and you see grandma with the eyes open, so you pretty much assume that she's dead.
Okay,
she's
she's
like,
dead, yeah.
"What's going on under this blanket?" I'm like, you know what's going on in this blanket. Why do you want to see more?
And then the Night Slasher grabs her ankle, and you hear, like he covered her mouth with her ankles.
He's under the bed, and he grabs her ankle, and then also grabs her mouth somehow, and then pulls her under the bed.
Wow, yeah.
That is why that guy looks so familiar. It's Stretch Armstrong.
Yep. Modeled exactly after him. Yes, of course. That's why he had to dye his hair black, because he kept getting stopped in the street. So the Night Slasher stabs Ingrid, but it's not her. It's just her bed. She's in the bathroom, turns out.
And now he's the Night Stabber.
Yeah, whatever he is, sure. She
Pick a gimmick and stick with
fucking
that
guy. That's why you can't get over. Nobody remembers who you are. You keep changing your name.
Wait a minute. Hold on. How'd they give him the name the Night Slasher if the news is reporting he's using hammers and shit? How do you slash with a hammer?
Oh, no. Axes.
You slash with an axe.
Yeah, you gash with an axe.
But you're
Please.
swinging it.
How do you
Night
slash
dasher.
with a claw hammer?
claw.
I didn't say that. I said you could slash with an axe. I didn't say anything about a fucking hammer. That's a smash. That's
well,
on them. That's on them.
What you don't know is that knife he used to carry around used to be a hammer. That's why we keep seeing him sharpening it during the film. He keeps sharpening down the hammer.
Otherwise, it reverts back into its natural hammer shape.
Oh wow.
Right? That's how it works.
Yeah, it's an alien knife. Yeah, that's my sequel. He's an alien.
They're all there.
Everyone's an alien.
Yeah.
It turns out it's They Live.
Yeah. The fruit. That was the
yeah. So, Ingrid screams, bangs on doors, can't get out, bangs on doors again, finally gets out, screams and screams. Nobody comes to her rescue, walks 10 feet, pulls at a fire alarm. Hundreds of patients and staff, and they all flood out.
What's going on here? Fire
Like
alarm?
it's
I wonder
Black
why.
Friday, they flood out, dude. Holy crap.
All surprised that the alarm's going off.
They're giving out free healthcare outside the hospital. They're paying off your bills.
Y'all see the leprechaun? Yeah, I see him. That's what voice you were doing, I thought. So the Night Slasher blends in and exits. Cobra just misses him. Back at HQ, Chief and such yell at Cobra for not handing over the sketch that he has and for having an attitude problem. Then we go to this transport scene.
This is a little one.
This is a little problem. Yeah. Dick Cop Detective Monty asks what happened last night. And Cobra's like, why did HQ pull my man off the scene? And Dick Cop is like, HQ didn't do that. I don't care why it happened. You figure it out. I'm like, wow, bro.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything.
So the cops transport Ingrid. I don't know where from or to. I don't know where they are or where they're going to. But they've got like 19 cops ready to transport her. Cobra and Ingrid go in one car, in Cobra's car, and then Gonzalez and the secret night lady cop, or night stalker cop, go in another car, and all the other cops are around him. Just stay behind. They don't get involved. They're like, well, see you later. Good luck. After they take off, a truck takes out Gonzalez's car, so he's down.
Yeah.
Then the Night Slasher's car just kind of pulls up, shoots at the car, shoots at Cobra's car, hits nothing, and drives away. So Cobra chases them down a sidewalk. I don't know why. The whole point is to protect her, I thought. But no, apparently it's chase down the Night Slasher or Stalker or whoever at all costs.
She's bait.
It's because they're the disease and he's the cure. What's the cure gonna do? Not chase the disease?
That's his purpose.
He's the cure, like radiation is the cure for cancer. He just blasts in a general direction.
Whatever's in his way.
And he's gonna, look, I'm gonna cure it. It's gonna go away.
It's gonna go away.
You're gonna cough for a while.
A lot's gonna go away. But I'm gonna get what I'm supposed to get eventually.
All your hair and organs are gonna fall
A
out.
couple teeth, yeah, but I mean, you'll be healthy eventually.
The disease will be gone.
After you recover from my cure, you'll be
Look,
fine.
I didn't say we wouldn't kill you. I just said we would kill the cancer.
That got sad. That got really sad.
Man.
That got sad. I feel like we're not doing too good these last two episodes. We just keep getting sad.
Oh, wait. This is welcome to the Depression Podcast, where we talk about the cold darkness that awaits us all.
We try to use comedy to beat our depression, but depression wins out. So yeah, he chases him down. I want to point out that the Night Slasher does a drive-by on Cobretti in the daylight. So Night Slasher, silent kill, all negated. All that is negated. He is not any of that.
The whole reason
Yeah.
that they're after her is because she saw what he looked like. Didn't even know what he was doing. Just saw what he looked like.
That's the plot. They have to kill her because she saw her, but she also revealed in one of the earlier scenes that she could unravel their entire society somehow. I don't know, just by seeing that they killed or just that they were just hanging out the side of the road.
The only thing I could think, and this is like a real stretch, is Cobra was the one who had the idea of what if it's not just one guy? What if it's an army of guys?
So they were in
And-
danger of being exposed.
Yeah, she was going to expose the fact that it's an army, except to cover up the fact that it's an army, he sends the entire army to go stop her in broad daylight.
Yeah.
All right.
Solid New World logic.
The silent army goes out with guns and motorcycles.
All right. Listen, Silent. Super secret silent army. Here's the plan. I want you to go out, broad daylight.
Where were all their exes?
Yeah.
Broad daylight. Just make a bunch of noise
Do it.
and smash stuff.
Yeah. The chase goes down a highway to residential roads to those famous hill bridges in Los Angeles that we've all kind of seen, just like the
Yeah.
white bridges that goes up and down.
Aw.
Eventually, they crash. They being Cobra and Ingrid crash in a boatyard, and the Night Slasher gets away. Like,
I thought they were dead.
yeah, to the point where I was like, Cobra, you definitely just ruined.
He pretty much goes
Everything.
head on to a parked boat, but does this weird little 2-wheel ramp to it, but smashes the whole front, goes and does like 3 flips and lands on the top, or lands upside down.
And that's one of those old school cars like the Fonz would drive, where the car's going to be fine,
Yeah.
but the people inside just got turned
yeah.
into spaghetti.
Oh yeah, dude. It's just like the inside is like made of cheese graters.
Yeah.
Like, you just go up. You just go up.
We didn't have safety standards back then.
They didn't need them.
Or seatbelts.
What for?
Yeah, right? You're going to die anyway when you
want to be
crash.
protected? No. So
You want the guy you're racing to think you're a wuss?
Yeah, put some steak on it.
You lost an arm? Put some steak on it.
there you go. There's 2 reasons, right? Because the steak, right? The coldness of the steak will stop the swelling. Number 2 is you have steak.
Yeah,
You
defrost
defrost the steak, eat the steak. It's fine. It's fine. You'll be fine.
It's dinner now.
The protein helps you recover.
Yeah.
So back at HQ, Cobra says it's not. It's an army. It's not one guy. But the Elder Council of Cops doesn't want to hear it. Cobra wants to take Ingrid out of the city, and Dick Cop Monty claims that he's just using Ingrid to get another kill under his belt. And Cobra grabs Monty by the tie and throws him on a desk, and then he lets him go and he leaves. And the Elder Cops are like, all right, well, just let him go, because at least he's gone.
I didn't understand this plot either, because they're in the police station,
Yeah.
presumably surrounded by police,
Yeah.
and he's like, "No, we can't stay here. We gotta go away." Well, why does that make any sense? He's like, "Because these guys won't stop at anything. They'll do anything to get her." It's like, all right, so shouldn't she be surrounded by police at all times? No.
Where I was in that room, he was like, I don't think it's one person. I think it's a bunch of people. And I don't think we should have her in a police station. We should have her in the woods by herself. I was like, I think he's the slasher.
Yeah.
I think he is. I think we should start thinking about that, guys.
That's when I was like, this is not Rambo.
Yeah.
Do not take her to the woods by herself, dude.
He could do it.
What if Cobra is just a character who watches a lot of action movies, and like that's the whole, we can't keep her in the police station. Haven't you guys seen Terminator? He's gonna come in and kill all the police.
And then we'll have no police.
Great. So, throw some on the dead, let some go. All right, so we get another montage. This is the travel montage.
Working too hard. No.
I don't know which one is what.
What was it? Angel of the City.
I don't think it was that one either, but yeah,
Oh,
sure.
That's my
yeah,
favorite
fine.
one.
So Ingrid and Cobra in one car, Gonzalez and the Night Stalker cop lady in another car. Also, we see Axe Clang Gang getting ready, clanging their axes, loading up.
That they're not going to use.
Yeah, they don't. No, literally in this montage they switch because we have the montage stops and starts up again. First we have them stop and Gonzalez loads up on junk food and he tells Ingrid, "Oh, you know Cobra, his first name," and she's like, "Oh, your first name's Marion." Oh, ha 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 ha.
Just get your name.
They leave. That's it.
I just want to say, usually if I don't hear or if I've never heard of the movie,
Yeah.
I try to go into it blind.
Sure.
So I had no idea what this movie was about.
Yeah.
And I'm still, at this point, very upset that there's no robots involved. Because I really wanted those robots to be
Oh,
involved.
to
in the
come
plot.
back? Like,
Yes.
yeah, that was really out of place.
When
robots
that
are
music
so-
video happened, what I thought it seemed like a music video from the 80s. At the very end, it changes to go into the night slasher scene, but the music starts too soon and it just stays on one of the robots' faces.
Yeah,
and I'm
like-
like, oh, they're the bad guys. This is gonna be good.
No, it turns
And
out
then it never came back. I'm like, oh man,
It's just a poorly edited film.
I wanted
just-
some robot action.
No, just robots in a
Yeah.
photo shoot.
Yeah.
Like faucet faces.
Yeah. Mm. So, yeah, primitive robots, yeah. So they leave. And we get more Axe Clang Gang in their abandoned swimming pool. We go to a cafe at a Foundry town, and Ingrid asks Cobra, Cobra? Ingrid asks Cobra if he ever dates, and he says a woman who dates him would have to be a little crazy. And then he notices the cop lady using the phone. I was like, is he gonna date her? What's? Wait a minute. We get more Axe Clang Gang, but this time they're not the Axe Clang Gang. Now they're the Guns and Motorcycle Gang.
Yeah.
They have abandoned the axes. They moved up. At the nighttime, Gonzalez goes to sleep with a gun in his bed as Cobra walks around outside checking things. He sees the cop lady on a payphone. He's like, how come you didn't use the phone in your room? She's like, it's out of order. That's it. Mm-hmm.
Nothing suspicious at all.
Nope.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the worst by her. She's looking all over the place. She goes, it's out of order. It sure is cold out here, isn't it? We should probably go inside. Take it, bye. It's like, wow. You didn't seem suspicious at all.
What are you doing out here? You know, just calling my friend Old Dirt Tire Shack. The Old Dirt Tire Shack's what we call him.
The night slush drinker. The night slushy drinker. My friend at the 7-Eleven, he makes night slushies. I don't know why we call them night slushies. That's just, I gotta go because that slushy made me cold thinking about it, and it's cold out here. Goodbye.
I have woman problems. Go.
Just that old 30 Rock. My period.
Missed that show.
So Cobra is like, okay, and then immediately goes and arms himself for a war.
Yeah, right.
He's like, oh, all right.
So he's clearly onto her, right?
Yeah.
No.
No, that's just what he does every night.
Yeah.
That's his nightly ritual.
Questioning people.
He like pulls out his grenade and lines. Yeah,
Lines them up.
His grenade number 1 and his grenade number 2.
See, this is another part in the film where when you were like, it's a parody, I was like, oh my god, he's so right.
Yeah.
Because he's like, puts the grenades, and then he turns around to Ingrid and is like, what's the matter, you can't sleep? And I'm like, you're fucking click-clacking guns all night, bro! Are you serious? What are you doing?
Not the same thing.
And she's like, no, come lay down with me. And he's like, I don't think I should. And she's like, no, please. And he's like, all right.
She was like, well, no, I'm pretty sure verbatim. She said, will you get over here already? And I was like, there was like no discussion about
No.
this.
Yeah.
She was just like, we are
No.
a male and a female
I won't
at nighttime.
Stop resisting. I won't.
There's one bed. Why haven't you fucked me yet?
Ugh.
And then he said, what did he say? He was like, might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gutter trash, but okay. Like, Jesus.
I mean, that's not wrong. Man. So, well, yeah, they presumably bang because it fades out before it happens. In the daytime, the group goes to leave, but Lady Cop is gone. What? Where'd she go? Oh no, Axe Clang Gang arrives on motorcycles with guns and no axes. Basically, they are a different gang at this point, like completely.
Also, did they drive all night? Because they left in the middle of the night, and then they get there at sunrise.
Yeah.
Or, because they're in California, so they just drove further up
coast,
California.
whatever,
Yeah,
down coast, whatever.
whatever. They're still in California.
Yeah.
No matter what, that's not that long. A couple hours, right?
I don't know. Sure.
I mean, just basing, one coast to the other. Presumably, time doesn't work differently on the different different coasts.
Yeah.
It can't be more than a few hours.
I guess. Sounds right to me. I mean, logistically, it has to be.
Yeah.
There's no way that Cobra drove for several days, and then between the night and the daytime, they drove several days in 6 hours, in 8 hours, whatever.
Motorcycles are fast.
Oh, that's right. That's true. Yes. That's probably what happened then. So the Axe Clang Gang, shoot up Cobra's hotel room, and one motorcycle drives through the door, like as an attack method.
Yeah. Aha! I didn't even knock.
Doesn't work because the guy blasts through the door, and his motorcycle falls over, and he's just like, and, like can't get up, and he just dies instantly. He doesn't know where he is. His helmet's turned around. It's like it was like every other hotel room, they shoot out the window, throw a Molotov in, deal done. Cobra's hotel room, bang, 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 bang. Let's break down the door.
Send a guy through the roof.
Yeah, like what? So Gonzalez, like I said, jumps out of a window because his hotel room's on fire, then gets shot in the leg. I don't know if you noticed that. I loved it. Gonzalez,
His spin?
no, he aims his gun like he's throwing a boomerang, like.
Oh no!
Wow.
Like it was just
We
weird.
throw the bullet.
Yeah, but when he
past
gets shot in the leg, he does like a what? Like a spin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ingrid gets in the driver's seat of a pickup truck. Cobra jumps in the bed, and they drive down a very wet road.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed that, right? After crashing, obviously, they fight in a lemon grove.
Well, first, on the ride to the Lemon Grove, Cobra kills what must be the entire gang.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true,
easily.
yeah.
Again, the whole thing they're trying to do is stop the word from getting out that there's a Night Slasher army.
Well, there's no army anymore.
There's no army
God.
anymore. There is now a pile of corpses like lining
Yeah.
down the road.
Corpses and motorcycles, just all up the highway. So they get to the Lemon Grove, which leads to a foundry, and Cobra blows up and sets the remaining Axe Clang Gang on fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Was that wait? This is in the factory, so this is when he poured the gasoline, and this is the match in his mouth.
Yeah, and when he like turns some of the machinery down, so the guys sneak between the machinery, and turns out that's the machinery, and turns it on, and the flames blast, and yeah, and that one the gasoline and the match.
You have the right to remain silent, and sets him on fire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and at that point, I'm like, wait, isn't this guy a cop?
Yeah. Mock the guy, then set him on fire. Like
Mock the guy about being a cop. You have the right to remain silent, and then set him on fire.
Yeah,
Like he was gonna give him due process.
Like he
He's
was
like, no, you're dead.
No, yeah.
Now this is the part where I arrest you.
Flames.
Yeah, I also
Burned to
thought
death.
it was like a double spit in the face because it's like, hey, try to stay quiet while you're on fire.
Yeah. That's also what I thought. I'm like, oh, he's not being quiet at all.
We can use that against you in the court of law.
It's a little clumsy that
Yeah,
way.
it's like they don't all work, but look, you won't be around to complain about it.
So the cop lady almost gets Ingrid, but gets shot by Cobra. And then the Night Slasher almost gets Ingrid, but gets shot at by Cobra, and he runs away. After some tension, the Night Slasher starts talking trash to Cobra.
Now I've seen this movie way back. I remember watching it on like Stars or Cinemax or like one of the not HBO movie channels.
Sure.
And this is the only part of the movie I remember.
Was it because it was so horrible?
Pig!
Oh yeah, the
Pig!
You wanna go to hell with me, pig?
You want to bleed, pig? I just remember that and the knife, and then him driving away on the motorcycle. That's all I remember about. That's
pretty much what happened.
but that's my only. I don't remember anything before, after. Just bloop, bloop. That's it.
Yeah. The Night Slasher starts giving this shitty like monologue taunt where he's like, "You want to go to hell with me, pig? Your society is breeding people like us. We're the future. You know, you can't stop us because you keep breeding us." And
I didn't understand this at all because he's like, "You got to take me in because that's what you do. You're a cop, right?" It's like, yo, you just watch this guy murder, stab, light on fire your entire Axe Clang Gang.
And he literally says the phrase, "You can't shoot me. I have rights."
You won't do it.
What are you basing that on? Like, what have you seen from this man at this point that even makes you think he's a cop?
You showed up here with an army. Where is your army now? He won't do it.
So it turns out the lady cop is not dead, and she jumps on Cobra's back, but then the night slasher accidentally shoots her instead of Cobra, so that didn't really help. Cobra then fights chain to knife with the slasher. They wrestle until...
The most dramatic one-knife scene.
Dude.
Fight I've ever seen in my life.
It was
Yeah,
so...
they wrestle with a knife, yeah.
But not in an exciting way. It's just like he goes to stab him, and he's holding back the wrist, and then there's a solid, like, 5 minutes where it's just like... One pose. There's no, like, almost got me. Nope. No, it's literally just, I'm holding your wrist.
No, your
Yeah,
over here,
and now we're
then
just
it's
gonna-
over there, and I'll throw you off, and
Yeah.
then I'll hold your wrist over
You
here.
move back and forth. And...
Is this dancing, technically? Well...
Pushes him down. He starts to push the blade towards his face, and then he pushes the blade away. And then they roll around, and then he starts to push the spike handle towards his face. And then he pushes that away.
And then there's just this giant, like, hook conveyor thing that's going around. And
Oh my god! That got me. That surprised me.
Cobra just tosses the night slasher up onto one of them.
Yep.
And he's just like,
Oh my god!
he just hooks him.
Murdered!
And for like,
Wait, I'm sorry.
dude,
He's-
2 minutes
He's
straight.
not murdered yet.
He's just like,
slowly
and
being carried away.
Slowly carried away into fire. And then he gets lit on fire. And when you were like, it's a parody ending, I was like, it's a parody! Because he gets lit on fire, and he's like, ah! And then Cobra's just walking out, no sound, no music.
It keeps going back to him, watching him. He watches him go into the fire, and he's just like, yep. And then the second he's done screaming, burning, and everything happens, he's just walking down a black alley. No music. It's complete silence.
No, but-
he's just like, yep.
But he didn't finish watching
It's
him
so
burn.
awkward.
It cut
Oh, did it?
mid-screen.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he was like, ah! And you're like, oh, whoa, what happened there? And he just
He's
walked
just
in the
walking.
room. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
did
ready to
that.
go? All right, let's go. We're going to leave now.
What about my rights? I'm like, dude.
But the whole thing, again, was a parody to me because the screaming cuts abruptly. Ah! And then he just walks in and goes,
Yep.
oh, you okay? Let's go. And they leave. Cut two. All the cops are there, and everyone's like, wrapping everything up. And who is it? Gonzalez is being loaded into the ambulance. Oh, you're still alive. He's like, all I want is
Skittles or
gummy bears.
gummy. Yeah, that was it.
I was like, oh yeah, that's a callback from.
Something.
No, it's not. Wait,
He likes
Just
because he
him
likes junk food. I
I,
guess.
yeah.
they
so-
talked about food a lot. I
Never a
didn't get it.
specific one, but sure.
They had some sort of relationship with food.
So the head cop says, "Good job. Let us know if you need anything. We won't give it to you, but still let us know. That'd be sweet." And then Dick Cop Monty shows up and he's like, "Hey,
Yeah, what was he? He's like, we'll give you anything you need. Just ask. Well, I could use a new car. Well, that's not in the budget. Sorry.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
walks away. Sorry.
anything you want, not
Can't-
that.
Can't give
Goodbye."
you that.
Yeah.
How does that work? According to 80s and 90s movies, when you're a cop and you use your
Oh.
personal vehicle and it gets shot
No
up and destroyed,
problem. Replaced.
right?
Same model, same paint job.
Yeah.
Everything.
Exactly. That's what I've been taught. So,
It's gotta be. Why else would you be a cop? Free cars.
free.
And then the license plate has to be one number higher,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
He had awesome 50.
Wow, he's been through a lot.
Yeah, okay.
That's why it's not in the budget. Yo, my man already got
You want
49
a
cars.
50 first car? Get out of here.
So, Dick Cop Monty shows up. Hey, no hard feelings, right? I would have done it a different way, but I know that's not your style. And Cobra's like, yeah, all right, I'll shake your hand. And then I'll punch you in the face.
No hard
No
feelings.
hard feelings.
That was a very hard feeling.
Yeah.
I felt it in my jaw.
And it was also a little weird, too, because earlier in the film, Gonzalez is like, you know what I want to do when this is over? I'd like to punch Monty in the chest. And then Cobra punched him in the face. And I was like, he should have fucking punched him like Gonzalez.
For him. He's in the hospital.
No.
Told him. I didn't get you gummy bears, but I punched him in the chest.
Yeah, no.
Way back when Gonzalez says that, I thought Stallone delivers one of the strangest lines in the whole movie. He's like, you know what your problem is? You're too violent. And he turns to the camera and freeze.
Gives a wink.
Yeah.
Credits roll. Another season finale.
Working hard.
Credits roll to him driving down the street in his motorcycle. There's no blackout for a while.
He jumps on what is now his motorcycle because
Yeah.
presumably the guy's dead who owns it.
Yeah. He has so many motorcycles now, right? That's how
There
it
was
works.
a trail of motorcycles. He just picked up one.
Yeah, it's like, look, you don't join a cult and have a family. That's not. There's no next of kin that those motorcycles belong to.
Those are all evidence. Go ahead. Go take in fucking 57 motorcycles as evidence. I'll take off one off your hands. You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you, like, how much does gooning pay? I really want to know.
I have to presume, like, whatever piracy paid, you know, in the same sense of the leader gets the biggest cut, and then there's like a...
So it's just whatever you plunder.
It's like a, you know, like a 30% plunder cut or something, you know, like...
Like this, you have all these goons, this army in his new world order, but all they do is night slash people.
Yeah, like, I don't know what... that
Well,
was...
the night slashing, they just broke into the cars and drove vehicles into walls.
They just clanged axes, and yeah...
Yeah, they were just the rhythm, the percussion.
If you really looked when they were in the pool clanging the axes, the guys, they were like wearing like tweed jackets and stuff. So I was like, so is the Axe Clang Gang like disgraced like accountants and stuff? Like, how are they gonna start a new world order and have no like it can't just be anarchy. Like that's the problem with any new world order. It's okay, we're gonna take out the existing new world order, right? Then we're gonna put up a new one, right? And everyone's gonna need a job, so we'll have to set up a system where they all have jobs, and a currency will be needed until it eventually just gets to the same thing we already have, because that's what people do. How we are in this place, like we're just, you know, history. That's what you just want to do history again your own way.
Look, really, if you're gonna restart society, you're either gonna end up back exactly where we are, or it's Star Trek: The Next Generation. And look, we ain't never gonna evolve for Star Trek. So.
If you can't fix what we have into Star Trek, how are you gonna make it from scratch?
Yeah.
So that's the end of the film.
Oh, goodness.
Why can't you make Star Trek? So let's go do our sequels. What do you guys have?
Well, it was just all simple. That wasn't the leader. That wasn't the whole big Axe Gang thing.
Okay. Axe Clang
The
Gang.
leader is like, I don't know, like a mayor of town, senator or something. So
Mayor Ramos, like I said.
Yeah.
yeah. So he, made his own story of what happened. Made Cobra enemy of the state.
Oh, okay.
So he's got to clear his name and defeat them.
The
The other bitch is dead.
Exposed. Brigitte Nielsen's dead.
Yeah, she's
She
we
died.
did, don't
Okay,
don't bring
fine,
her back.
That's fine. What do you got?
So, I figured this original movie took place in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Them Reagan years where it was all about how, look at all this new breed of criminal needs a new cop. We're going to prey on your fears. Well, yeah, that's basically today. So it takes place in modern day. Cobra has to come out of retirement because there's a new super breed. So he's actually called up by the president, right?
Yeah.
President brings him in, is like, we need you for a mission that's off the books that no cop can accomplish. And then he goes and fights some drug gang.
Sure. And like the president's like, I don't know, he's too violent. We don't need him here.
I mean, I guess it depends what president it is.
Yeah, and then and then there's like this new sidekick he has who's like, oh my god, all the stuff that was from the past, it was great. And then it's basically just Demolition Man again.
Yeah, there you go.
Great. All his movies connect.
All right, the sequel's Demolition Man. They freeze him.
Awesome.
And he's got to come out and stop Wesley Snipes.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't put a lot of effort into mine. The Night Slasher isn't dead, just severely burned, and he's looking for revenge.
Severely burned.
So he's taking out Cobra and anybody close to him. Also, yeah, Brigitte Nielsen's dead. No, she's not
Good.
around.
Turns out Cobra accidentally put her on the hook. He thought it was the Night Slasher, but Night Slasher pulled the switcheroo.
He gave him like the black kryptonite, and it messed with his mind, and he thought it was Lois. All right, so why would you make this? When Sylvester Stallone signed on to play the lead in Beverly Hills Cop, he did a lot of work to rework the screenplay into an action film instead of being comedy, and eventually the studio couldn't afford it, so he left and did other stuff, and that he took all the stuff that he made for Beverly Hills Cop and just kind of funneled it into this movie.
Yeah.
So basically,
It was a comedy.
yeah. Well, it was rewritten from a comedy to be more action, and then it was re-scrapped into something else. Plus, on top of that, the original cut was 2 hours long, and the studio was like, we're gonna cut it down to 87 minutes. They took out things like violence, some plots, and
He took out the violence.
some of it, yeah. Like there's like the photographer who gets like axed in the dark. You see him like slip on his own blood and shit, and like yeah, he's like trying to escape, like and he, like,
So he gets the axe in the chest, survives it, slips on his own blood. Is
well,
that?
yeah. That's not comedy. That's violence.
Yeah, okay.
Also, nearly every death scene was edited, or taken away or something like that.
I feel like there was only like one scene where I saw blood.
Yeah, like they really tried to avoid an X rating, which was a big thing back then.
Oh wow.
Also, I want to point out that originally the movie was going to be filmed in Seattle, with the climax motorcycle chase scene ending like on ferries between islands.
What?
But Stallone was like, "There's too many mosquitoes here. Let's show filming locations."
Oh,
my
man.
God.
Yeah, so
Oh man.
that's also why all of a sudden at the end of the film everything happens in the daytime. Like instead of the night slasher, all of a sudden it's sunny California in the day. Yeah, there's too many mosquitoes.
Too many
Too
mosquitoes.
many mosquitoes.
I knew
Yeah.
he had that much power.
What can stop the night slasher?
Well, I don't know. I mean, back then Stallone had a lot of ego because apparently the supporting cast and extras were forbidden from talking to Stallone on set.
Wow.
Well, maybe it was like a character thing. Like, no, I gotta be alone.
They can't talk to me. I might just shoot them. I'm in character. All right, yeah, so that's everything we have. Join us next time, along with Sharon Stone, Benjamin Bratt, and Halle Berry for the 2004 crime fantasy Catwoman, when we continue Animal Action Month.
That basketball scene is...
I've never seen the movie, so I have no
Dude.
idea how horrible it is.
There are so many cuts in this movie. Like, every action scene, cut.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
It's rough.
Fun times. All right, so, what do you got? VictorProWrestling.com?
Yeah, it's coming back to Long Island, Center Reach, New York, VFW Hall.
Sometime eventually.
April 28th is the date. I am the New York State Champion,
These are facts.
and I will do things.
Okay, there you go.
What I will do, I do not know, but you can go.
Please come to the show.
Or you can follow me on Twitter at DJDelta.
Cool. All right, so yeah, go to www.ymt.com for all things Why Did You Make This, including ways to download our episodes for free. We are also available on iTunes and Google Play. Don't forget to subscribe to our show, and if you're already subscribed, please give us a 5-star review, because, like, literally, it's either a 5-star review or a bad review.
That's how it works?
That's really how it works, yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, you give me a 4.5, it's like, well, they must, for some reason, suck just a little bit.
Wow, these guys are terrible.
These guys are only kind of terrible. That's great. It's still bad, but it's, So, I am at Time Commander on Twitter, and do not talk to Skylar on the internet.
Never.
Stay away from him in all forms. The intro music is Falling Off Your Love by Kill Paris. And, of course, as usual, we will be singing the Cobra song to take us out. Whatever that is.
Working too hard, trying to make a living here in the city. My Cobra needs some skinning.
Oh.
Gonna wear my glasses, shoot up a supermarket, drinking some beer.
Eating frozen pizza.
Gotta cut it with some scissors.
Yeah. Gonna barely pay attention to the TV.
Stop the night slasher from using hammers.
Nobody touch my car, but I'm gonna crash it anyway. Cobra, yeah. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it. Okay,
alright.
that was all right. Good enough. Good enough. I wish I could remember more things that happened in this film.
Just gonna shoot a whole bunch of people.
Don't go to the hospital. Nobody's paying attention. All right, so for Skylar and J Delta, I'm Jimmy Time, and please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves.
For others.
What? No, without the mistakes of others,
Then we'd have to endure the pain for others.
For others. Oh. Ugh. That's please support the arts. Oh man. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.